1, 5, 4.
Morning.
Almost there, almost there.
All
Take your
right.
turn. Almost. 3, 2, 1. We are live. We are
Good
live.
morning. Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone.
Good
Monday.
morning.
Good
Good morning,
morning.
Ayana.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
It
Good
is
morning.
Monday,
It's
October
Monday.
20. Wow, this month we got what, one more Monday, then we done with October.
Yes,
Wow.
one more. Yeah, one more. Yeah.
Yeah,
Time
that's
flies.
gonna
Time is
start with a
flying.
big celebration. We gotta give a round of applause to Orlando office for winning family gathering competition this year. So
Yes, yes, yes,
congrats,
yes.
you guys.
Thank you.
It was an
Yeah, it was.
Orlando.
amazing event.
Orlando.
You're
Those
supposed to show off
competitions.
that trophy.
It
You
was a
show it
lot. It
off.
was a showed up.
Yeah.
Baby, you got this. Don't forget it. Show it.
Oh, yes. I'm going to do that.
Congratulations. This weekend, for those
Thank
who
you.
just joined, we had an amazing time, a family gathering for La Rosa. Amazing event that we do every year. Those who missed it, I hope we can see you next year. Again, and be able to participate and be part of this huge family, especially here with us as Evolution Network English. We're a huge community that we're here to assist you and to help you take your business to the next level. So once again, welcome to the call. Those are who are new. This is Mindset Monday. We do it every Monday at 8 a.m. And our goal of the call is to be able to help you start the week on the right foot. A couple announcements that we have for this week. Actually, the month. So we have next month on November 6th, we have Growth Summit. Those who not know about Growth Summit, is an amazing opportunity to learn about all the new high tech that's coming into La Rosa, be able to stay up and updated with what's going on out there on the market. That's happening November 6th from 9:30 to 3 p.m. We do have the tickets live for sale right now. You can just go to my agent account. And we also have our doing now, which is Mr. Joe La Rosa event. This is on November 20th. Those now they're combining the tickets. So you guys we have a special right now for $99. You can get to go to Growth Summit and also be able to go to Do It Now. So highly recommend you guys to go ahead and get your tickets now before it's sold out. And lastly but not least, a basket brigade. So every year we do a basket brigade where we collect items behind me. We already collecting items as we speak right now for each office. So I highly recommend you guys just contact one of us so we can donate, be able to drop off your donations. It's $45. You can help a family in need. So again, it's a great time to give back to the community. So those are the announcement that I have. And now we're going with Caesar, who's going to let us know a little bit of special guests that we have today.
Time out.
Awesome.
Isn't there?
Yes.
Good morning. Just a quick time out. I received the text this morning early that Joe's going to be on at 8:30.
That's a different call. All right.
No, so don't go to that. Tell Joe that I'm going to stay here
No.
with you guys.
Hey,
You got it.
guys.
I didn't say it, but you got it.
Look what we have here. Look what
There
we
you go.
have
You got
here.
the trophy there.
The trophy.
Look how it shines.
Yay.
All right. Let's get started for time. I respect everybody's time. Well, today is I know we talk a lot about the real estate, our mindset, the hustle, what things that we need to be doing. But there's one thing about real estate that we also have to remember about a balance. There's a work-life balance that we need to maintain, because in real estate, that line between work and life can disappear extremely fast, because we start in this business, wanting freedom, but end up chained to our phones, end up chained to our schedules and our own expectations. That's a huge part about this business. And today, I saw her presentation a while back ago, and I felt that we felt her presentation was amazing in regards to explaining that work-life balance thing that we have to maintain as real estate agents. So we're going to introduce Shakira Cortez. She's going to be talking today about the work-life balance. Let me continue adding
Thank
people.
you for having me.
We're going to talk about 4 main core points within this work-life balance. It's just balance isn't perfect, so you got to give yourself grace, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, which is one that we sometimes don't even consider, which is setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is super, super important. Now, also the power of presence, and she'll get more in details with that. And then also understanding and redefining what success means for you, because that's going to help you understand how to manage that work-life balance. So without further ado, let me bring in Shakira. Where is she? Where is she here?
I'm right here. I'm right here. I haven't
No,
gone.
I'm looking on the screen, so because I have a tiny screen. Here we go. Hold on. Let me add spotlight. Here we go. There you go. Welcome, Shakira. How you doing today?
Shakira,
Thank
Shakira.
you. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you for
Shakira.
inviting me. I have a little confession. Maybe I shouldn't even say that, but this is my first Mindset Monday.
Oh,
Yeah. and
Welcome.
I'm excited to be here.
I hope will be your last,
It,
okay?
it won't be my last. It's
Okay.
it's a schedule thing. But we
Awesome.
yeah.
So
When Caesar
welcome.
called me this morning, I was driving my child to work. So I've been driving my kid to school. So
Oh.
it's
Mira, and congratulations, because Puerto Rico won the first place.
Yeah.
That
yes,
was
we
amazing.
did.
Amazing,
I'm
amazing.
very excited about that. Very excited about that. And talking about Basket Brigade, our $250 that we won, they donated to Basket Brigade to help our efforts. And yeah,
Nice.
awesome.
the office, making sure that people get
That's good.
a good Thanksgiving this year.
That's
That's
amazing.
good. That's real good. That's very rewarding, the Basket Brigade. When you
Very
do,
rewarding.
when you do it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So
So
work
talk to us, Shakira, about work balance. We all need it.
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. This is something that kind of fell on my lap. You know, I do a lot of things, and for those that don't know me, because I see some people here that I don't know, I'll say it. My name is Shakira Cortez Mendez. I manage the office at the Longwood office, the Longwood location off of Wekiva Springs, and I also do my own real estate. I'm also a single mother to a beautiful 7-year-old girl that I just totally adore. I'm obsessed with my kid, as most mothers are obsessed with their children. I'm looking at Cheryl thinking about her babies right now. I'm low-key obsessed with her kids. But yeah, so I balance all of that. I'm training for a half marathon in December. I'll be running 13.1 miles. So my training plan requires of me, I don't know, 28 to 30 miles a week that I run.
Wow.
And somehow it all gets done. It's what I think it's why Laverne assigned me to do the work-life balance class, is because I do so much, and a lot of people just don't know how I do it. And the truth is, I do absolutely nothing.
That's awesome.
I do a lot of praying. I do a lot of praying. I do a lot of turning it over to God. I do a lot of starting my day off with, hey, this is my list, but there's got to be some things on here that you can like move around for me, because I know you don't want me to do all this. If I do all of this, I'm going to get super stressed out today. And just reminding myself to take it easy is the only way, doing one thing at a time, etc. I know you had some points. Caesar, did you want to?
No, yeah, because I know you had, I know when you did you had a presentation, and these
I
are
had
some
a
of
whole thing.
some of the points that we kind of put in on notes because of sake of time. So
Yeah.
I know right now you were just talking about something that was giving you grace, because that's something that's important in this process, that you have so
Yeah.
many things on your plate, but at the same time you give yourself that grace. That's what that number one right there, which is balance isn't perfect. So
Yeah.
let's talk about that a little bit. How do you manage to give yourself grace in these moments when not beat yourself up? Because I know for me, there are times that I don't give myself that grace, and next thing you know, I'm going down that spiral and not doing right because of the fact that I was supposed to do all this on my to do or my calendar, and I don't get to it because something happened. Now all of a sudden I'm in left field because I feel bad because I didn't complete it.
We're so caught up with like do, complete, that we don't, or not that we don't, I'll be positive here. A lot of times we forget that the most powerful thing we can do is stop. Like just stop, wait, reevaluate, reassess, and then start over. There's times, right? Yesterday, and I think I told you this, yesterday I was in a work wormhole. I didn't stop working till about 1:30 in the morning. And that's not a good thing, but it's what I needed in the moment. I had to get this all out in the moment. And now that I did it, it's like I'm able to stop, pull back and reassess. I couldn't do my makeup this morning, and that's okay. I didn't do my hair this morning, and that's okay. So it's like it's a reset day for me. I'm comfortable, I'm happy, I'm at the coffee shop, but by stopping and taking a step back, I was able to say, wait a minute, what else do I really have to do? How important is this really? Is there someone else that I can delegate this to get it done? And what do I need? Stop to check in with yourself. What do I need if I'm going to be effective moving forward? Because if you keep going on zero, you're going to get nothing done. But when you give yourself the grace to stop and allow yourself to take that moment to reevaluate, then you can move forward with some more momentum. But if we keep going, we burn out. Priscilla, I see you have your hand up.
Yeah, and I would like for them to get to know a little bit about Shakira, because I know you have gone. How do you start in your real estate career? Because I know you had a very hectic job as a flight attendant in the
Yes.
past. You deal with a lot of health issues.
Yeah.
Being a single mom, then becoming a team lead and running an office, and that's a lot on your plate. Can you talk a little bit about so people get to know what's been your journey all throughout the years?
Absolutely. So I was a flight attendant for 8 years at American Airlines. I was an international flight attendant, so I did long hauls, which is longer flights, and spoke Spanish on all of my airplanes and dealt with all the Spanish public from all the different countries in the most stressful situations you can imagine. So I developed a little bit of thick skin, but what I more developed was the ability to diffuse situations very well. I learned how to become everybody's friend, everybody's favorite, and find the solution quickly, because we were in a metal tube for XYZ amount of hours and nobody has time for that. So I was a flight attendant. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis when I was 13 years old. That's a disease of the brain and the nerves. It's an autoimmune disorder. You get lesions on your brain and on your spinal cord. For example, if a lesion touches your optic nerve or nerves, 5 through 7 or whatever they are, you lose your sight and you lose your hearing. There was a point in time after I became a single mother, when my daughter was about 1 year old, where half my face was paralyzed and I couldn't lift my left leg because of the amount of stress that I was taking on trying to be a single mom, be a flight attendant, practice my real estate, try to lift the real estate. Because my first year I sold 0. My second year I sold 0. And my third year I finally made $5,000.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
it's like all my efforts, because I was so spread thin and not present physically, it was very difficult for me when I started in real estate. Thank God for someone that sees you and what you're capable of. And Carlos never gave up on me, and he invested a lot of time into me. So I'm thankful for that. Yeah, I went through a lot of things that made me have to say, I need to stop. Like there's things that I needed to cut out. I stopped being a flight attendant. I took the longest leave possible during COVID, pursued my real estate full time on a whim, really, on a $500 salary after working for free for 3 months to try to pick up something and figure it out. And a lot of leaving it to God. I can't tell you every year when renewals came around, how many times I was like, God, do you really want me to renew my real estate license? Nothing's happening. Are you sure you want me here? This is crazy. But he really did. He really did. And I learned to hear his voice through those moments where I was like, I don't know what to do. Spirit talk. I need to hear something. And it was like, I guess I'm gonna do it. And I just kept doing it and moving forward in faith. But yeah, there's a lot of.
How do you balance all that, Shakira? I mean,
How do
going
you
through
balance?
health.
I just kept saying yes. I didn't know where to go and what to do. So when things came my way and it was like, well, we have this opportunity, or would you like to do this, or can you do that? I was like, yes, yes, Yes. And so I was like, whoa, this is an absolute no. Right?
Yeah.
And I'd be reassessing because I didn't know in the beginning. And until you know what works, you really have to try it all because you don't know if that's the avenue in the way. My first listing was a vacant land, was a little vacant land in Bithlo. I had never even heard of Bithlo back then. And I was like, what do I do with this? I've never even sold a house. Now I got to figure out a land. I had a neighbor guy right next to the land. He used to come out in his underwear with a Bud Light every morning and scare the buyers away. And I was like, how am I going to fix this? He's not a passenger. I can't diffuse this. Stop. And you have to just, I kept saying yes until I said, this is not working. And as the doors started closing to all the things I was saying yes to, before I knew it, there was a clear path, very clear path. I always say that I've never had a door close on me that was supposed to be open. If it were supposed to be open, it would be wide open. There's no dwelling. I never, when a client would, oh, I want to cancel, I'm not sure, bye. I need to move forward. I need to keep going. There's other stuff to do. Like, I don't want to pay the cancellation. Bye. I'm not going to have that cloud over my head. I'm not going to fight with you about it. I'm not going to chase your $500 cancellation fee. There's another client coming and you are a waste of time. It's like we get thrown so many frisbees in real estate. And we want to catch it and catch it and catch it and catch it. We can't catch them all, right? They're
That's good.
distractions. So you say, yes, sure, let's say yes to everything and then go, whoa, wait a minute. This is a no. This is a no. This is a no. Until you know that it's a no. And once you know better, you do better. So now I know, and I look that way and the wrong thing comes along and I say, no, thank you. That's not for me. I need to prioritize certain things, right? I take my daughter to school. I make her breakfast every day. She had her pancake this morning. She didn't even eat half of it, but we made it through one Psalms and one Proverbs, which we do every morning. So I prioritize God. We prayed in the morning. She had her breakfast. She's in school. Everything else that happens today, it can't go wrong. Why? Because what I value, how I deem my success, it's been a successful day already. I didn't do my makeup. Who cares? I didn't do my hair. Who cares? I'm at a coffee shop. I'm at the office. Who cares? That's not the priority. Everything else will get done, right? Everything else will get done. Magda, I see your hand up.
Yes, that's great, Shakira. And yeah, sometimes we are so busy that we don't know what to do. I have a question. Why do you think so many agents confuse business with productivity?
Because it's the same. I'm not a doctor and I don't know, but it's the same feeling. Whatever little dopamine you get from being busy is the same thing you think you get from getting work done. And it's not. They're very different. And if you don't take that moment to stop and evaluate what you're doing, you'll keep being busy and not being productive. What is it that moves the needle in a realtor's career? Phone calls to clients, not to your mom or your boyfriend or your husband or your grandma or un bochinche, which is gossip from whatever, like phone calls. Your first 10 calls of the day should be money producing phone calls. And if you can't get 10 in, get 5 in. But your first calls, whatever you can get in, they have to be money producing phone calls. My first phone calls are usually to Carlos. Any clients I have under contract, any clients I have that are active, any buyers that are looking, like my first phone calls are always money producing because it moves the needle and it gives me stuff to do that's not just going to keep me busy, right? Yeah. When you start identifying things that don't make you money, like filling out that buyer's form from the title company that they use or whatever, that doesn't make me money. So I don't do it. I have somebody that does it for me. Right? You start identifying things that don't move the needle, listing presentations, phone calls, those move the needles. Anything that you're doing for marketing, it moves the needles. Your CRM moves the needle. But if you don't identify that and start compartmentalizing what's actually work and what's just busy, like I could stay busy. I'm willing to show you guys this just so that you know, and then I'll get over to Caesar. This is first thing in the morning. That's what? 31 how many emails, how many voicemails I have to go through, and not even my WhatsApp yet. That's almost 40. It's 8:30 in the morning. If I sit there and go through every single text message, I'm chasing the Frisbees. Because I promise you, none of those text messages are to make me money. They're all to get something from me. They have a question, they have a need, they have a, something happened and they want to tell me about their stress, because I'm also a part-time therapist in the office when you manage. And I listen, of course, but not first thing in the morning. I have to move the needle in the morning and the rest will flow. But I do that later. There's a time and a place for everything. And the time for things that don't make money is not the first thing in the morning.
I
That's
love
great.
that.
That's
That's-
awesome.
that's
I
really
love
good.
it.
One thing I love about what you're saying is the fact of how important boundaries are. What do you think? I mean, I understand you say you were trying to catch all these frisbees, but
Yep.
like, why is it so hard for us to establish those boundaries? Because I know they're extremely important. Even I fail at that, establishing boundaries and get caught up with a bunch of busyness is not really producing nothing. But that boundary, how did you manage to learn how to be strict with that? Because I know it probably took time to do that. Because I know we all probably struggle with boundaries.
Yeah, I will speak for myself because it's different for everyone. It's rooted in different things for everyone. I'm the oldest child of 5 kids. I'm the girl and the oldest child of 5 kids. And I'm a single mom. And I manage the office. So in doing this, all of these things come from one place, right? Or it started from one place. I was a people pleaser. I still can find myself wanting to be a people pleaser. I learned to excel, and early on, I thought that excelling meant gaining people's approval, being validated by compliments, being validated by completing tasks and getting things done, being recognized and said, hey, you're doing such a great job. And I thought that my value was in what I got done and who saw what I got done and recognized me for it. And I learned along the way that all that does is burn you out. I had to learn how to say no, and I'm still working on it, because really at the heart of hearts of it, I want to help and I want to give, but I had to know my limits, because if not, I wasn't proud of what I was doing. Like, forget about what anybody else thinks. What do I feel? What do I think? And I didn't feel good about it after some time. And that helped me to set boundaries, but I'm still not perfect at it. I still want to do way more than what I can within my own limits. And that's where this year, because I'll be very honest, this year I learned how to delegate. And I've been doing this for 8 years now. It wasn't until this year that I learned how to delegate, and I learned how to incorporate other people and other people's strengths, and not think that I'm the end all be all best way possible that for it to get done is if I do it. No, the best way possible for it to get done, if someone does it and it gets done. We're not striving for perfection, we're striving for completion, right? So that helped me with my boundaries and with saying no.
That's awesome. I
Sharon?
always say about, it's not perfection, it's progress. That
It
we don't-
really is.
Just progress, just a little
Progress.
progress. That's all. Just a little progress.
One
It
thing
gets
at a
the need.
time.
One thing at a time. Eric, wait, Cheryl had her hand up, or Eric? Forget.
Cheryl had her hand
Sure.
up.
Cheryl, go ahead.
Shakira, I have a question. What is that one thing that you wish you had learned early about maintaining balance in your life?
Oh man, this is good. Something that I wish I would have learned about maintaining balance early. That we have this, I see, when you say it, I see this scale, right? This seesaw. And we have this idea in our head that maintaining balance means the seesaw is like this. And the truth is, sometimes maintaining balance is being okay when it's like this. Like it's not, this is perfect and this is ideal and this is wonderful. But a lot of times it's like this. And we have to still know how to function, how to be effective, and how to be okay when it's like this. And when it's moving back over to the other side, we need to learn how to pivot and move as well. This market, for example, has been a tough year for a lot of agents. A lot of agents. It's not for me, I'm a listing agent. I've been a listing agent from the beginning of my career, and I had to pivot and start working with buyers. Not that I don't know how, but with my schedule, I more don't have the patience than the time to do it. It's the truth. And so because I know myself, I get to say, well, how do I balance this? Can I take on 2 buyers at once? No. Why? Because I'm going to be mean and ineffective. At some point, I'm going to go, what do you mean you don't? And that's not good for anybody. So I can take 1 a month, 1 until they're under contract and move on, 1 until they're under contract and move on. I can't do 2, start them off and get them ready and then show properties. I have too much on my plate. And that's me being okay with it being like this, because my listings are waiting, right? And then I started saying there's got to be another way. So I started connecting with attorneys. An attorney in my own office that has been working with me for 8 years that I don't even look at. I don't even think about him. And I got 5 listings, pre-foreclosures from him.
Wow.
And you know what's selling in this market? Anything under 300,000. And it's been like, my phone's on fire. 240, 80,000, 250, 370, boom, 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 multiple offers. And now I'm like, oh, I found the sweet spot. But you know what it was? It was like this. And I had to say, well, I'm here, right? And if we're here, I'm balancing myself no matter where the scale tips. I'm not looking to balance the scale. I don't have that power. I cannot change circumstances. I cannot change the market. I cannot change the buyer. I cannot change the seller. I cannot change any of that stuff. But I have full and complete total control over myself, my mind, my will, my emotions. That's your soul. That's what your soul's made up of. So as long as I'm okay with the scales being like this and I can balance me, oh, everything's in balance because I'm in balance.
That's amazing.
Even if I'm balancing like this, we're still balancing, right?
Yes.
I'm taking
We
notes.
really think that it's like that, and it is not. It is not. I hope
You're
that was
mute.
good for you.
There's a
Eric.
recording that we definitely go back to and listen to because man, that
Awesome.
was
I
good.
love
That was
that.
good.
And I
That
say
was
like
good.
sometimes we have a good day, sometimes it's okay to have a bad day. It's not okay to stay there. I always keep that on my head as well. I know Eric
Day is the
Yeah.
best day ever. We will never ever get right now back. And I said that in my class last time. Caesar, I really believe that. Priscilla, I really believe that. We are not promised tomorrow. We are not promised the next hour, the next minute. As somebody who the father of my child was murdered at 27 years old, my daughter has no physical daddy here on earth. Life is not promised. We are so blessed to breathe right now. Like, it's just, there's nothing bad. If we remember that, there's nothing too bad going on. You know what's bad? What we want to do versus what we're doing. So it's like, well, let me adjust what I want to do and focus on what I'm doing. And if you focus on what you're doing, it's all good. It's all good.
You say something very important. Live the present. Be present. Because the past is already past. The future gives you anxiety because it's tomorrow. Today, you have to do everything today.
Yeah.
In no matter what you have in your life, you need to put it aside and work on the present or right now.
Right.
What you're doing right now.
That's right.
Then you,
That's
you can think about the other stuff you have.
Yeah.
But this is very good thing.
Eric,
Yes.
Eric, go ahead.
Shakira, I want to, Shakai, well, I apologize.
Shakira.
Okay, there you go.
Don't go back.
Anyway,
You got it.
First of all, I'm a Yankee fan, so I love the hat.
Hey,
there.
they lost.
It's okay. It's okay. It's always next year. Anyway. I want to go back. So I I am a confessed serial people pleaser, and I'm always running out of time. This is one habit. I just can't shake it because
Yeah.
it's like a drug or I don't know, a feeling. So how did you? I guess maybe you can never control it. Or well, yeah.
You can.
Tell me about that.
You can. Think about the type of people pleaser you want to be. So, all right. This is new, so I'll say it.
Yeah.
But think about the type of people pleaser you want to be. You can please a ton of people halfway, ineffectively, in like the best way you can when you're people pleasing all these people, or you can be like a very sharp, precise, effective, like amazing people pleaser for one person or one thing at a time, putting yourself on the top of that people please list, because it all flows from you. So I talked about how to prioritize based on the core values, right? Family, passion, growth. And for me, families first. What I'm passionate about is helping agents grow. So that's office. And then growth for my business, absolutely. Because when those first two things are aligned, everything else flows. So I learned that if I'm going to be an effective people pleaser, I cannot please everyone. And that made me a better people pleaser than I was when I thought that I could please everyone and do it effectively. I still please people.
Yeah.
People still love me. People still like me. Caesar still loves me, even though 2 weeks ago, when I told him I was going to do this, I couldn't do it, right? But I was able to do it this time and do it effectively, because it makes a difference. I could have shown up and given like whatever I had, and it probably wouldn't have been good. But I would have pleased the fact that I checked something off the box. But if I'm going to be an effective people pleaser, I cannot please everyone. There's some things that I have to say no to be effective in other areas. And so when you reprioritize, I would say reprioritize. Look at what you value. Like I told everyone, the success for me is knowing that my kid had her pancake this morning. And it's really the truth. She looks at me in the morning, she expects a pancake for me.
Yeah.
If I let her down, the rest of my day, even though I'm not like, oh my gosh, my kid didn't eat the pancake, but the rest of my day starts from that. Like I didn't do that for my daughter. So whatever else I do for anybody else all day long is not going to be great. It's going to be from that, right? And that's what fuels me. But you'll have something that fuels you differently, right? And whatever that is, put it up top. Put it up top. I don't put it first because first is God, but put it up top and say, I cannot people please everyone effectively. If I'm people pleasing everyone, I have to be selective on what it is that I do and how I do it in order for it to be effective.
That's amazing. That's a great topic. We have Caesar.
Yeah, because I want to go back to what you mentioned, because I know this is a big part of it, which is the redefining success for you. Like, what was the moment that you had to, like, what did you have to do that would give something practical that everybody here in the call can kind of implement, in the sense of trying to figure out, okay, what does that success look for me? And being okay with it, because the thing is that, we attach always money to the success part, but it's not necessarily always money attached to it. But we also have needs that we need to meet as well when it comes to income, paying the bills and all that. So how do you find, like, what can you tell us here in regards of redefining success? How'd you do that part, understanding that part, and then attaching it to the fact that, and being okay with that, it might not be attached to a money outcome always, the success part.
Yeah. This is not Sunday and it's not a Bible study, so I'm sorry, but I'm gonna do it. Money is the root of all evil, and our provision comes from God.
Amen.
And it took me having to really believe it. Like I had to believe that in order to move like it. When I started reading the word and seeing that we were made, this is in Psalms 8, just so y'all don't think I'm crazy. And Psalms 8 says, he made us just a little lesser than the angels, right? When you start operating from that point of view, when you're like, oh, like I already have the victory. This has already been done for me. This has always already been taken care of for me. You do things a little differently. I'm not fighting to provide for my family because Jehovah Jireh has provided for my family. That's something off of my list. I don't have to do it. That he utilizes me, absolutely. But that I have to, bust my butt and kill myself over it, absolutely not. He provides because he provides. The birds aren't storing food and they're not worried about what they're gonna wear for the day. They're just existing. And when we just exist, a lot of things flow through us and come to us that remind us that we are not in charge. We really are not in charge. We didn't author our life. We didn't choose to be alive. We don't know when we're going to die. We are not in charge. So it makes a big difference to operate from that place, at least for me. That's how it worked for me. Once I saw that, I moved differently. The weight was not on me anymore. The pressure was not on me anymore. Now it was time to walk in faith and to trust in God and trust in what he says is true. Things started to flow from there for me. I almost forgot the question though. Did I answer?
No, but
That's amazing.
You answered.
I gotta say that people, I had somebody ask me like, how do your life had changed in the past couple of years? And I said, the way that things changed for me is by start putting God first. So
Yeah.
and when I started doing that, everything else felt like right into it.
It's the same thing I told Laverne. I was like, I've been doing it wrong. I've been like, all right, I'm in charge. I'm doing this. Here's my plan. Here's how I'm going to do it. Here's it. God, come with me. And in doing that, I was like, I really don't know. Like, who better than God, who's sovereign, that knows the beginning from the end, that knows you, that had enough wisdom to measure the weight of the wind, things we don't consider. That's in Job 28. Measure the weight of the wind before he let us live here on earth. Who better than him to take the lead? And then we follow. It really flows different.
Amen.
When you start from there. I was talking to my daughter the other day and she was like, oh, like I feel. And I was like, okay, your emotions are leading right now. Like, your emotions are a part of what? Your soul, your mind, your will, your emotions as a part of your soul. If your soul is leading you, the spirit's not leading. So what's going on? It says to bring all your complaints onto the Lord. God, he's the only one that can do it. So I spend more time on my knees than I do on my computer because I don't know enough to move and operate effectively. And nothing that we build here is permanent. We can't take any of this with us, not the money, nothing. We got food, we got a roof over our heads. Thank you, Jesus. All the other stuff that we add to that, we complicate it for ourselves. We complicate our own lives. Like, you know what? I want the third house. I want the Blue Diamond Award. We want all these things. And in the word, it says, I shall not want. I shall not want. You give me everything. I shall not want. And when you operate from a place of gratitude and thankfulness, thank you, Jesus, because I have this. Thank you, Jesus, I'm walking. Thank you, Jesus, my face is not paralyzed. Thank you, Jesus, I can hear. Thank you, Jesus, I can see from both eyes. I lived that. I lived not being able to see from both eyes. I lived not being able to hear from one ear. I lived not being able to lift my leg. And on Saturday, I ran 10 miles. 10 miles. And if I would have listen to my will and my emotions, I would have been disappointed because I ran 13 minutes and 40 seconds in my last mile. But I had to restructure that. Like, yo, you just ran 10 miles. You couldn't walk when your kid was a year old. And look what God is doing. Who cares? How many people ran 10 miles this weekend?
Not me.
Not
I'll walk
me.
every weekend.
So when you reframe it, it's like, yes, I'm proud of myself. Yes, I feel good about this. Yes, God is moving. Yes, God is operating. Nothing else matters. I passed this field in Sanford. If you guys are familiar, there's a bridge on 415 going into Deltona, and sometimes it's filled with yellow flowers, like filled. It looks like a flood of wildflower. It's so beautiful. If you guys ever get a chance, and if I find it, I'll share it. It's like incredible. And I ran the other day, and it's all gone. They're all dead because there's a shift in season, right? It's getting colder. They're not alive anymore. They're not alive anymore because it's not their season to bloom. There's a time and a place for everything. There's a season, there's a time for people to die, there's a time for people to live, there's a time for you to make a lot of money, there's a time for you to be not making a lot of money and having to pull on the
They
wisdom
are not dead.
guys
They are hibernating.
and share and saving your money. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to be good stewards of what it is that God gives us. There's a time for everything. When you walk with God, you count it all as joy and just realize that there's a time for everything. It's the same with the market. There's a time for listings. There's a time for buyers. There's a time for something sells in every market. There's a closing every day. Something is selling today, and it may not be what's sold tomorrow, but something's selling today. It's our job to find it, to pivot, to find the target. Now that I know pre-foreclosures are going ham, I'm going ham on pre-foreclosures, and you should too. Go find them. People need us. People need us.
I call it smell the roses at home. So, celebrate your little wins. We call it smell the roses.
Yeah.
No matter how little your win is, it could be the you on this call at 8 a.m. That's a win. You got up, you were like, hey, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna be there. We appreciate we have 20 something people here and probably a lot more than you too. I'm not checking you too. I know Cesar probably is, but
Yeah.
smelling those little wins is amazing. And thank you for sharing that. Wanda, you have a question?
Yes. Well, no, I just loved everything that you have said this morning. I love your energy. I love all this stuff that you think. And unfortunately, for human, us human, and unfortunately for us to become that or to think that way, we have to be at the end of the rope, or something that really bad happened to us, like like it happened to you, in order for you to change how you live your life. And we say it bad, but it's not bad. Things happen to us in order for us to become, to be alive. That's
Yeah.
that's how I feel.
Everything is preparing you for something. When I look back on my life, I started off managing a gas station at Racetrack. And I didn't know what that was preparing me for in the moment, but I worked with everyone at the gas station, from the homeless person to the rich guy, because everyone needs gas, right? So I was learning, which I didn't know then, how to interact with all of the public. And from there, I got fired. And I thought it was the end of my world because I was this close to being a store manager. I was climbing the ladder in corporate. I was focused on what I wanted. And I was excelling in it until I got fired. And I thought that it was done. And then I started working at a law firm. And at the law firm, I was an intake paralegal. And I had to work with the public, but in a more intimate setting. What happens as an intake paralegal? People get into a car accident and I go to their house. I'm walking into their house. I went to places that I had never been to before, Zephyr Hills, Christmas, places I had never been before, where someone had a whole pig in their living room, bigger than the couch I'm sitting on right now in this coffee shop. And I was like, this is weird. And the lady had no shoes on and she put her feet on the table where I was signing contracts. And I was like, I was in a panic. And I was also going to the golf course home over in, I don't remember where I was, in Eustis. Oh man, I can't believe I remembered. Golf course home in Eustis for this guy that worked for the CIA and that had a chocolate lab named Gator. This is all in my job experience as a intake paralegal. I didn't know that I was getting prepared to be comfortable in strangers' homes, signing contracts. I had no idea why. Then I became a flight attendant. I got to travel the world, see the whole entire world, deal with people from different cultures, with different dialects, with different languages, with different costumbres. How do you say costumbres in English for people that don't speak
Habits,
Spanish?
like I would say
Like
habits.
Habits.
learning different habits, learning that there was some people's languages didn't say thank you. They didn't have a language, a word for thank you. So instead they shake their head. That, you know, you can't offend an Asian person because they'll never come to you again, but they'll never tell you. You know, so like when you correct differently. Can you please put your seatbelt on inside of a flight? Because hello, we need it for your safety, but also we cannot embarrass you enough that you become not my customer anymore. I had to learn how to provide service. I had to learn how to diffuse situations and be in front of somebody for an extended period of time that's mad at me, yelling at me because they don't want to put their bag in the overhead bin because they just traveled from China, they haven't slept, and they hate me, even though my job was not for that. I really was just trying to make us leave the plane, and I need your bag in the thing. And I didn't know that I was being trained also. I had to speak Spanish as an intake paralegal, and I had to speak Spanish on the airplane. Bienvenidos a bordo de este vuelo número 256 con servicio a San Juan, Puerto Rico. I had to do things that I had never done. I always spoke Spanish, but I never spoke Spanish very well. And all the things that I experienced in my life were training and platforms for things that I was being prepared for that I couldn't have known to prepare myself for. I never knew I was going to be a realtor. I was told by a flight attendant that had 40 years in American Airlines, you need a plan B. If something happens the way it happened to me in September 11th, and this was wisdom because she'd been with the company forever, you will be the bottom 20% furloughed with the rest of the bottom 20% with the same job experience as the bottom 20% in the same area as the bottom 20% looking for a job. Have a plan B. And I listened. And I got my real estate license. It was never my intention to become a top producer. It was never my intention to support my daughter and my family because my mother lives with me as well. As a single mother through real estate, never my intention to quit my job as a flight attendant. Never my intention to have more Spanish speaking clients than English speaking clients. Never my intentions to manage an office and help realtors with their business and growing theirs. But in my first year, I couldn't get a hold of even my broker. I had a receptionist that taught me everything I knew, and I still love her and treat her like amazing to this day. I didn't know what I was being prepared for. So when we're going through this life, as we're reminded that God is the author of all things and that he's intentional and that he has good plans for us, according to Jeremiah 29:11, that he loves you so much that you cannot sigh when you're tired without him knowing what you're feeling. You live life differently. There's things I go through that I don't want to go through. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you preparing me for? This got to be part of your plan because it's happening. Help me walk in wisdom. Help me get through this because I know you got something for me. We talked about Growth Summit. This year, I'll be hosting. I've never hosted before. I'm excited because I know God is doing something and I know he's preparing me for something. And I get to practice with La Rosa, with people that love me, with agents that look up to me, with people that support me, where if I mess up and do something wrong, y'all still love me, right?
Yeah.
And it's a safe place, but he's preparing me for something. And I don't know what it is, but I know that when I walk through it, I give him the thanks. I give him all the glory. All good things come from him. There's nothing good we've not received anything because it's receiving is not earned or worked. We've not received anything that we've done by ourselves. It's all been given to us by God. you can say, well, we have to go through the really bad stuff to get there. No, that's not God's plan for everybody, but it was my language for some things, right? If I didn't get fired from a job, I would never quit because I was a people pleaser, and he knew that. So I got fired. And that started the motion for the next things to come. He works with each and every one of us according to how he made us, and he knows how he made you. I promise. He knows how he made you, Wanda.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love that part of, everything, how sometimes we go through some stage of our life and we think why this is happening to us instead of asking what I'm learning out of this. So even myself, Shakira, I use that because in this business, unfortunately, we have our days that we're all the way up here and days that we just want to quit.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure everybody in this call have gone through this.
Absolutely.
Where, you do the closing and you're super excited, and next time, I'm like, well, what about next month? How can I copy and paste and repeat this again? So this is why, again, we creating this Mindset Mondays to be able to learn. I mean, this call has been probably one of the most powerful calls that we had in a while.
Thank you.
Yes,
really
yes, love it.
Take
Love
notes
it.
and know that it's okay sometimes not to be okay. Cesar, you have any closing remarks? I know we only have like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes left. No, it's been amazing. Everything you've said is hitting home because it's something that we all struggle with, understanding and defining what success looks for us. Understanding how to set boundaries when we sometimes want to be, because I'm a people pleaser as well. So it's just something that's hitting home. Everything you've mentioned has been very powerful today. Listening to you and hearing your testimony on how you went from A to where you're at now and everything you went in between. So definitely, I think this definitely helps someone. Definitely helped me, and I'm pretty sure it helped someone else on the call. In regards to kind of taking a step back and stopping to identify and define some of the things that we discussed today. Defining success, what success is for you, and pretty much setting those boundaries and learning how to say no to specific things that are not pointing in the direction that is gonna take you where you need to go. So thank you, Shakira, for all your insight and your testimony, because it was definitely great. I think it was amazing.
We love it. We appreciate you to be here today. Thank you for taking.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
We
guys.
hope this is like Norma said, it's your first call, but not the last. We're us.
No, it's not the last one. I'll work it out.
Really very inspiring. We have a lot of messages on YouTube. Thank you all those YouTubers who were there watching on the whole time. We really appreciate you. And again, guys, this is a great day to have a good day. So let's go and kill the week and be able to have an amazing time. See you guys now that we know Shakira is going to be hosting, you cannot miss that Growth Summit.
Yes.
From Summit. Buy your ticket.
Buy tickets now. And as you guys know, we do have Evolution Network in Spanish. It's going to actually probably starting in 5 minutes. So if anyone wants to join in the Spanish Evolution Network, we have it coming up next. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Great week.
Happy Monday.
Yeah.
Bye.